trichologist. She has taught all over the world. She is a formulator and an innovator, becoming the top sales and marketing person at the Dudley organization with their products and with their sales force. And so I am just so proud to have her on my team, to be a part of Akana, and to really help us to learn more about how our hair works and what makes it healthy. So today, Doris is going to be talking about items in or ingredients in our hair products that are not good for you. So without any further ado, Doris, I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you so we'll be able to see you real close and everything. So yeah, good thing you got your glasses and your lipstick on. You're looking good. All righty. So then, without any further ado, Doris Mosley, go ahead and take it away.
Kathy, thank you so much. You always know how to bring it. It's as if I'm paying you to introduce me. So let everybody know I'm not paying you, that you are actually doing that from
I'm running a
experience.
tab. Don't worry.
And I really, really appreciate you. Yes, today I do want to address the fact that we are using some products that we really should stay away from because of the ingredients. And as I watch TV, I see the commercials talking about different products and how damaging they have become, or they found that they're not good anymore after all these years of using it. Don't know how much damage they really have done to different people and why people have died from some of these products. And so I'd say, let me just share some of the things that I know from experience, been in this industry over 50 years. So I have definitely experienced a lot, and didn't have the knowledge then that I have now. And if I did, I probably could have saved a lot of people. I don't know whether I contributed to that because of a lack of knowledge. But here at Akana, we try to make sure that you do know what's going on so you can make better decisions. Um, our product, and I will address some of that in the end, but we have found some of the answers. And our only thing I just would like to see it worldwide, and to make sure that we make the right decision for the different situations, and to have our clients have the utmost experience. Um, Many hair products contain harmful ingredients. I mean, harmful ingredients that can negatively impact your scalp and even your health. Because if you don't have a healthy scalp, how do you expect to get healthy hair? Because healthy hair starts with a healthy scalp. And that's very, very important. Now, you've heard about the relaxers. The relaxers that are being named today are relaxers that is causing, they say, cancer. Now, I am a breast cancer survivor. I've used relaxers. I called one of the attorneys that was handling that. And they said, and I asked them, what's in relaxers that can cause a problem and can cause ovarian cancer, which that's what they had labeled it to do. They could not tell me the ingredients. Now, the product that I've used pretty much all of my profession has been the main ingredient in it is sodium hydroxide. Now, sodium hydroxide, it is a controlled lye that we use. And it's not a carcinogenic. It has not been proven to be carcinogenic, but it has been proven to be irritating, very drying, especially if it is applied improperly. Now, I always say product is innocent. That was my old saying until taken out of the jar. Well, we have to back up on that statement now, because some of the product is not innocent because of the ingredients that it has in it. And sodium hydroxide is, again, it's a lye. If applied improperly, it can cause third degree burns. Now that's serious, because third degree burns, at that point, you have already killed the follicle, because the follicle lies about zero point 0.3 centimeters beneath the epidermis. So right there, you've destroyed the follicles. And once you destroy the follicles, you have automatically destroyed a strand of hair that is not going to return. I call it a follicle hysterectomy. not going to return. So if you were born with over 5 million follicles, over 100,000 of those made it to the head. Well, if you destroy one follicle, you've destroyed a strand of hair, because that's what nourishes the strand, is the follicle. Now you also have product, and now when you go into the store and get ready to purchase product, which you should be going to your website, sending people to the website to purchase. But if they do happen to go to the store to purchase a product, they're going to look for certain ingredients. One of the ingredients, and Kathy said it earlier, was sulfates, the sodium lauryl sulfate and the sodium lauren sulfate. Now, those products, they are not said to be carcinogenic, but guess what? They strip the natural oils, causing dryness and irritation. Now, if it's causing dryness and irritation, guess what? It could be causing inflammation. Inflammation is not good for nowhere on the body, inside or not. It's very important that you do not, you stay away from those products. Okay, you look at the product that says sulfate free. Sulfate free meaning your chances are there won't be dryness, there won't be stripping the hair of its oil. Now every strand of hair has a sebaceous gland attached to it. Now the purpose of that sebaceous gland and the function of that sebaceous gland is to secrete sebum. Sebum is the natural oils that comes up through the epidermis, and it's already attached to that strand of hair. And when it attaches itself to that strand of hair, it adds more life to the strand, it adds more moisture to the strand, and it gives a natural shine. You don't have to pile it up with a whole lot of oils if you're getting a natural shine. So you're going to stay away from the sulfates and make sure that you do not have that, and it can contributes to scalp, again, inflammation. And if you having scalp inflammation, you could be start to lose your hair, and it could cause hair thinning. You want to make sure that is not happening. You also have the paraffins. You make sure you're starting to look at your product. Paraffin they're used as a preservative, but can disrupt your hormones, linked to potential reproductive tissue and issues, and scalp sensitive. Okay, you want to make sure that you're not causing sensitivity to the scalp. You're not. You definitely don't want to cause disruption to the productive system, because if you have a young clients and they're trying to have children, and you can cause problems in that area. And also, they're there to preserve. But if you're using our natural product, then you don't have to worry about that type of product being that type of ingredients being in your product, the paraffin. So you want to take a look at that. Then you have the phthalates. It's found in the fragrances. Now, a lot of product, you have all that good smelling product, but guess what? It again interferes with the hormone, potentially links to endocrine disruption and hair loss. Hair loss has become an all-time epidemic. And when you having hair loss today, I mean, it is serious. I see when I watch programs now on TV, I'm looking at hairlines. I'm looking at hair loss. But you can't see that too much now, because everybody, mostly on the shows I watch, wearing wigs. I am so sick of seeing people who have wandered away from their natural hair. It's nothing wrong with wearing your natural hair. It's nothing wrong with really wearing a wig sometimes. But I always say, make that an option and not a necessity. And so many people now has made wigs the necessity and not an option. And I wish we would get back and fall back in love with our own hair. Okay? We got to get back to our own hair. Then we have formaldehyde. There was a product a few years ago that had formaldehyde in it. And I said, now, if I can remember, formaldehyde was something that they used to embalm people. Why would they put it in a hair product? But they did. Of course, it is used to preserve, but can cause allergic reactions and irritation. Of course, it's used to preserve because once they embalm the body, that's what they're doing. They're embalming the body to preserve it so it would be out as long as they needed to be out, I guess. But I was like, oh no. When I seen the formaldehyde, and on top of that, you guys, we were told to wear a mask. I said, why would I need to wear a mask doing somebody's hair? But I was going to be doing formaldehyde treatments more than that client was going to be in the chair. So they warned us to wear a mask. That scared me right there. Formaldehyde, the word formaldehyde was scary. And it says long term exposure has been linked to cancer. Okay. Long term exposure to formaldehyde is linked to cancer. And you can ask everybody, if you looked at 10 people who have passed on, and you ask, most of them will say, their families will say they died of cancer. Where is this cancer coming from? All of a sudden, this world is inundated with cancer, cancer, cancer. I was like, did I hear about cancer when I was a little girl growing up? Not as much as we hear about it today because of the product that we are using. Okay? So we got to be very careful. Then they got the silicones. Why? And that can build up on the scalp, clogging the follicles and lead to hair thinning. Again, if you clog in the follicles, clog in the pores, which leads to the follicle, you're going to have, uh, again, you're going to have folliculitis. What is folliculitis? It's the illness of the follicle. And if it continues, it can end up being uh, death to the strand of hair, death to the follicle. Death to the follicle means there will not be another strand of hair. Okay. And it also prevents moisture from penetrating, causes dryness over time. Over time, using something all the time can definitely cause a problem. They say too much of anything ain't good for nobody. It's the same thing. If you, and especially if you don't know anything about our scalp facial, a scalp facial will render those pores unclogged. And once you have the unclogged pores, guess what? Then you can have the toxic waste getting out. Remember, skin is the largest organ of elimination. And if you can get that toxin out of the body through the skin, then and you can get our hemp powered hair in, you're gonna have a healthy head of hair. Very important. Mineral oils and petroleum, that's not good. Those ingredients can create a barrier on the scalp that prevents it from breathing. Cut off your breath and see what happens. If somebody take and cut your oxygen off, not good. I have a sister right now in ICU. They can't get her breathing, her oxygen level up so it stays so they can let her go home. That's important. If you don't have any um, oxygen going and keeping it at a certain level, you're going to have some problems. So that's what happens when we use those heavy oils and those heavy petroleum. Not good. I always say if you give a good and thorough shampoo and cleanse that scalp properly and get those natural oils in there, and you will have a healthier head of hair. That's very important. Also, uh, we want to look at color. Now, there's an ingredient, and I've told you guys this before. There's an ingredient in color called paraphyllene diamine. And when you have that, you got to be very, very careful because that has been proven to be a carcinogenic ingredient. So if you're doing color and you're doing relaxers, you got two things against you, okay? Because that's where CCCA could come in at, and we've talked about CCCA. It is definitely early signs, which is constant dryness, itchiness. Those are constant signs. Then you have that thinning in the top area of the head, and you notice a lot of people patting in the top of the head or itchy in the top of the head. Those are early signs of CCCA. Now you're probably saying, "What is CCCA?" For those who haven't been with me, it's where you have the central and in the top area, centrifugal. That's where it starts to spread out. Right in this area up here, it starts to spread out. Cicatricial, meaning there's scar tissue up here. Alopecia, that's what the A is. Very, very important. So those are the two things that it has been said to cause CCCA. Color, that's why I always say we should try to look for henna, which is a more natural color, okay? And then relaxers, that's kind of really catch because a lot of people say, I'm not changing Doris from getting my relaxers, girl. I gotta have that. You don't have to have it, but that's your comfort zone, then I guess you will get it. But when you're getting the relaxer, whoever is applying it, it's very important that it's not applied directly on the scalp because the same thing it is doing to the hair, it is doing to the scalp, simply because the hair is an appendage of skin. Very important, you guys. Hair is an appendage of skin as well as nails. So if you're mistreating that scalp, you are mistreating that hair. So those are two things. Look it up, that paraffin diamine. Look on the pack and see if it's in the color that you're using. If it is, you want to stop using that. Find you another color. They have so many brands out there today. You will be able to find the brand that best suits you for the healthiness of your not only your scalp but for your health, overall health. That's the goal, is the overall health. Okay. Now, what do we need to do? We need to get back to the natural products that is natural. Our system is all natural. Let's look at hemp powered hair. Hemp powered hair. We start with black seed oil. So what is black seed oil? What's the function in having black seed oil in the product? What's that's all about? Black seed oil is in there for a person who have dry, itchy scalp. Black seed oil is it's very soothing, okay, uh, in our hemp powered hair. Then we have our peppermint oil. I love the peppermint oil because what it does is stimulating, very stimulating to the blood circulation. What nourishes the follicle? The follicle is nourished by the blood. The blood nourishes the follicle and produces a healthy strand of hair. Okay, that's the peppermint oil. You need blood to make it work. Then we have our cinnamon. Cinnamon get rid of the free radicals. You know, just like when you walk in your house and you see somebody just laying on your couch, that's a free radical. Let them do nothing, don't work, don't try to work. Now you're dealing with a free radical. Okay, that's like in your body. You have free radicals running around doing havoc, just destroying your cells. Okay, you want to. We have that in our hemp powered hair. We have cinnamon. Then we have rosemary. Rosemary is an oil that uh, put a wall around the follicle and protect it from DHT. Very, very serious. It can definitely destroy the DHT is destroy that follicle. If his follicle is destroyed, the strand is destroyed. Then we go from there, we get pumpkin seed. Pumpkin seed oil uh, get rid of inflammation. Inflammation in the body can destroy not only the hair, it can destroy your cells. Very, very important. The doctor told me last night as I checked on my sister, her inflammation level was high. That means she has, she's have some serious issues. Okay, so we want to get rid of inflammation. When I do my scalp analysis, and those on the line who do scalp analysis, if you see a lot of redness to the scalp, that means it is illuminating through the scalp. The inflammation is present. It is in the scalp, it's in other areas of the body also. So what pumpkin seed does, it gets rid of inflammation. Okay, then we have baobab. Baobab is a oil that comes from a tree of life in Africa. Very serious. It gives us our iron and our vitamin C. Okay, we need both of them for the cells to survive. Then we have moringa. Moringa is for the overall health of the body. We have all these natural ingredients in our hemp powered hair. Why would we want to go look for something else? The young lady who shampooed my hair this morning at the school, she said, "You want me to put some else on your hair?" I was like, "No, I got something when I finished getting it uh, retwisted. I got my own stuff, but I appreciate you asking." Then we have lemon oil. Lemon oil is an antiseptic. What does lemon oil do? It cleans the shaft. It cleans the scalp. Where is the shaft? Some people don't know where the shaft is. The shaft is the hair that the shaft is the hair that comes from the scalp out. So when somebody say it's only two parts to hair, you guys, it's the scalp and I mean the shaft and the root. So when somebody say to me, "Doris, could you press my roots or could you color my roots?" I'm like, "I don't think you want me to color your roots." And they was like, "Yeah, no, you want me to color your roots? I got to go beneath the skin." That's so when I hear people say, I'm going to put this on her roots, I was like, "Oh my God, please don't say that." So the shaft is what the lemon oil makes sure it cleans properly. Because if you cleanse the shaft properly, you're looking at the cortex layer of the hair shaft because now you're seeing a crystal clear, transparent cuticle layer, which is that first layer of the hair shaft. Okay. Then we have salmon oil. Salmon oil gives the hair strength and gives it the shine. Now, can you eat enough salmon to make it happen? No. You put it, it's in the oil. All you got to do is use the oil. People say, "Well, Doris, how long should I use the oil?" Forever, amen. Because you want to get it healthy, you want to keep it healthy. You may not use it the same amount of time. Like I did when I first started, I used it every day. They said, "Why are you going to use it every day?" I said, "Because I don't want to lose my hair." I had already started losing it in the top. I didn't want to lose my hair. I said, "How does it look me trying to share it with you about hair loss and I don't have any?" Something wouldn't be right with that picture. How about if you ask me about hemp powered hair? I don't have any hair. That wouldn't be right for that picture. So I said, "No, I use it every day." I don't use it every day now because I don't have to, but I use it every day when I was going through the crisis. Some people say, "Well, I use it." I said, "How much you have left in the bottle?" "I got about a half a bottle left." "You didn't use it. You faked it. You didn't use it." Okay? It will not work on the shelf. It will not work in the drawer. It will not work on the counter. It will not work in the bathroom cabinets. It'll only work if you apply it to the hair. And it is also a tincture, so you can use it underneath the tongue, which will get into the system much faster. Now, if you work on a job that tests randomly, I would say don't go under the tongue with it. Stay on the scalp, but you have to drink a whole lot for it to show up. But you never know because everybody's system is different. Then we have our CBD. CBD is like the master plan. It gets the entire body uh, better. It overall health for the body. It makes it keeps the hair healthy, keeps the body healthy. Healthy body, healthy hair. That's very important. Then we knew we couldn't just stay with the hemp powered hair. We had to do other stuff. We had to do a shampoo, which helped cleanse that hair, which helped adds moisture to the hair, which cleansed that scalp. I mean, our CEO just thought of all of that. It was like we need a system, a SOS. We got to save our strands. And from there, we went to a moisturizing conditioner because hair is made of two things: moisture and protein. So we went from there to a moisturizing conditioner. And I mean, it is just so amazing that you don't have to do a whole lot because our 3-in-1 shampoo, you can shampoo your hair, not wash your hair. Shampoo your hair, wash your face, and wash your body. That's the 3-in-1. Isn't that amazing? Look in your shower, see that it's in the shower with you. And if you shampoo your own hair, like my good buddy Royal, all you have to do is just have a ball with it. And that's what she does. And she told me, "Doris, I don't have to use a whole lot of oil anymore. lotions on my skin because of the product. And I know that's to be real. Then we have our leave-in detangler, and that is our protein. And our protein is what our hair is made of, and we need that to balance it out. And men, we didn't forget you. We have a beard oil for the men, which also can be used on the scalp. So we're just so excited about what Akana has to offer. Starting tomorrow, I want everybody to go to their website and put an order in. Place an order for your product. It does not work on the site. It works on your hair. It works on your skin. It cleans. It refreshes. It gives shine. It gives body. Let's make it happen. Are there any questions? Kathy, are there any questions in the chat?
I don't see any in the chat, but I will make sure that everybody can unmute themselves so that if you have a question, you can just hit the microphone button and ask. Lisa?
Hi, how you doing?
Great. How about
Great.
you?
I'm doing great, doing great. I have a question with that the scalp facial because I reached out to Miss B. Now, how many applications do you get out of that? Because I'm coming from a professional size, which I know you only have the small size, correct? That one size?
Right. But you know what? It depends on the size of the scalp of the head, not uh, the length of the hair, because this is for the
Hmm.
scalp. So it's kind of hard to say how many you will get. It all depends because you will mix it accordingly to the person's size and not length.
I can tell you, I got a pretty good size onion on the top of my neck. And out of that, I've probably done a scalp facial 4 times, and I still have some left because you're using that paste that you make with the peppermint, the hemp powdered hair, and the baking soda. That's such a like it, you're using such a small amount with your brush in each area. I'm sorry, customer services line. Go on, you go ahead.
If I may add to that, while Kathy's doing what she's doing, I've actually administered quite a number of scalp facials, and I'm here to tell you that you can get a good number of uses out of it. So it is well worth the money. All of our products are so heavily concentrated that it doesn't take a whole lot, and it does just depend on the size of the noggin, but you can get quite a few uses out of one kit. So it's well worth the money, especially for the benefits that comes with it.
Very good, and it's so relaxing. I
Well,
mean, my daughter did. She works out of the salon also, so she does the scalp facials also. And one lady she had the other day, and she called me up. She said, "Mommy, that lady said she want to get this done every week." I said, "Lily, you cannot do it every week. That is not
most,
something that you do every
most of
week."
my don't sleep, because you're working with the scalp, and anytime you're massaging or whatever you're doing to the scalp, it literally relaxes the entire body. I think I've only had one person who didn't fall asleep while I'm working on it. So it's quite relaxing. I'm sorry to cut in, but I get
Mhm.
excited. I get so excited because I
Right.
love it.
So the average person is about like once a month.
Well, it all depends on the condition of the scalp. Now, I always share with people that let's start with two a month, and then we'll cut it down once a month. But I
Okay,
usually start some with two, and you could tell if they got a lot of dry build up, that means they are clogged.
okay,
Especially if you don't do the scalp analysis, if you don't have a trichoscopy, and to be able to analyze that scalp and see, and they can see what you see. And
right.
if it's that, if you can see a lot of dryness with the naked eye, you could only imagine what it looks like under the scope. So I always say, let's do twice a month till we get it under control. Then we'll go to once a month.
Okay. Now my next question is, I know you guys are on the West Coast and I'm on the East Coast. So what would be a price far as that being a treatment?
Well,
Another service that's added on.
we charge $60 for that service. And
Just
and, we,
for
and I'm
itself.
on the West Coast.
So is that extra or is that together with the shampoo and
No, that's with the shampoo and all, but it's not with the service. It's not with the ended service. So if you charge $75 or $80 for a service, then would add that 60 or whatever you charge for your scalp facial to that service.
okay, so that's an average. Because I'm just kind of think because with me just doing a basic shampoo and the detox that I'm using now because I'm trying to pull away from that and get with the scalp facial. So I'm charging like 65. And
For your
then for the
first for your first service, for the service that you get to finish the look. That's what you're saying?
right 65.
Okay, well then whatever you want to charge for your scalp facial, then you add it to that 65.
Okay. All right. Because I'm pretty much there, just about just purchasing it, not being a actually distributor at this moment, but just
Okay,
purchasing it so I can, get a feel for and then let my clientele know as well because I'm actually really doing a Facebook page, well, Facebook business page. And that's probably one of the products that I can put on there, which would push me to actually become a distributor.
okay. Where are you located?
I'm located in Maryland.
Oh, okay. But that's how you can start it. Uh,
Yeah.
Giving it to him like that.
Okay, then. Yeah, and then that way, because like I said, I have done with the scope, but like I say, just need that review.
Possibly.
Right. Yeah, just need that review.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, this is Minister Cynthia. How are you, everyone? I was
Good.
wondering, are they still doing the certifications? Because somehow I got lost in the sauce. I'm here in Georgia. I was reaching out to the young lady that you knew that's an actual trichologist, I guess.
Psychologist. Uh-huh.
Yes. And I never got word back from her. So I'm kind of like now trying to get certified through Akana so that I can start doing this as a service myself. And I am licensed.
Okay. Well, you know what? Kathy and I are going to get together and set another date for certification for those who have their trichostomies or those who are going to get their trichostomies and go through certification again so you can get on board.
Okay, so do I need to leave you anything on
Well,
the
you can give your number and everything, and Kathy will take it down.
I tell you
Okay.
what, Minister, go ahead and email me at Kathy, Kathy, at Akana.
Okay, so hold on 1 minute. Make
No
sure I get it.
problem. No
Make sure I
problem.
get it. How are you, Kathy?
I'm fantastic. How about yourself?
Awesome. So, oh shoot. See, this is what happens. I try to be more computerized. Now I need a pen because I can't type it. And I know how to
I
spell
tell you what,
Kathy.
do you want me to put it in the chat? Would that help?
Yeah, and then I probably could take a quick picture
Not a
too,
problem. Yeah, you can screenshot it or you can
but you
copy
know how it is.
paste.
You do one thing and then the other way don't work, and it's weird like that.
Listen, you got to keep a crayon, a pencil, or something beside your desk, right?
Yes.
I see you, Royal. I know that's right.
So it is though, Kathy at Akana.com.
That's correct, right there in the chat. Mhm.
Okay, see now I can't see the freaking chat. Hold up, let me read. There it is. Oh, see, I would have got it wrong, Kathy. I
Were
would
you
have
gonna
spelled.
spell my name with a C?
Yes, I was.
Oh
And I'm well,
no.
no. Put it this way. I would have never gotten you. You're right.
Oh my goodness. That is almost blasphemous. I'm just teasing you.
Wait, hey, I understand because I'm Cynthia, and if they tried to call me Cindy, oh Lord, the world would have ended on that next day.
Well, my best friend's name is Cynthia, so
Mhm.
I have an affinity for you already.
Thank you,
Um,
because woo, they used to think I was Cindy Brady. I was like, no, I am not that girl.
well,
And
you
I,
know, I grew up with the name Kathy. I've been called Catherine and Katie so many times, too many times to count. So, but yeah, send me that email about wanting to get into certification.
yes,
Doris, I know we had spoken about certification, possibly March, but I've got to um make sure that we have everything in order for that. But March is what I was thinking about. I think that I had on my calendar a, let me see. Yeah,
and
I was actually looking at the 10th or the 17th, but we'll look at something.
now will that
We'll announce it well within time. Nobody will be surprised with that, okay?
no worries. Now, but one question I do have, will that consist of the test, us coming from a booklet, or the actual doing the scans as well? So that's
Both.
kind of what, so I
It'll
know
be
what
both.
to,
It'll be both.
It'll be both.
okay,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, the
because,
training will be with her showing the scan and how to
okay,
read it. And then the test will include questions and concepts from that training.
awesome. Because see, that's what I didn't have then. I never learned how to use the scan officially. I've had it for about a year. I
Oh my God.
looked at, yeah, I looked at the online stuff, you know what I'm saying, just to read
Hmm.
it, but I know I have not had that extra training, if that makes sense. So that's why I said I want to really get on. That's why I made sure I got on today. I was like,
Very good, because there's a lot to that trichoscopy that I have had the privileges of attending a dermatology convention, and I took a class with with a dermatologist who
oh
know how
wow.
yes, who know
See?
how to read that scope. And I actually showed the doctor some of my pictures. Well, they thought I was a dermatologist too, but of course I didn't tell them I was. I didn't
Right.
tell them I was not. I just went
Exactly.
on and shared with them because I really wasn't supposed to be there. I just shared with them what I had, and they thought I had some very impressive pictures and to know what I knew. And but I learned so much more in the class with the dermatologist who actually was focused on the trichoscopy. So
Exactly.
amazing. It's amazing. And it has cut out a lot of biopsies because of that
Hmm.
trichoscopy.
And that's awesome. And I'm gonna share this one thing. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but I went to school at Dudley's, and I remember we had a course in I can't pronounce the word, but you know, trichoscopy or what have you.
Trichoscopy.
Yes. And one of the things that we were derived from taking that class is to have ourselves like hair doctors or doctors of the scalp. And that
Hmm.
was so enriching. Now we're talking back in the 1990s, but just to know that now that there's this opportunity that it kind of gives us, that's what I'm looking forward to. So that's why I made sure I was on, like I said. So I'm just excited so that I can get myself back focused. You know, I had some personal challenges, but you know, life happens and we just got to overcome
Oh,
it.
yeah, honey. I mean, I could write a book on mine, but as they say, I'm still here.
Yes.
Doris,
Yes.
before we end, I would really like to, I have a guest who came on the class today, and I would just like to say to her, thank you so much. I hope you got some things out of it. We can certainly talk later on, but I definitely wanted to acknowledge you and to thank you for showing up.
Yes.
That
Welcome.
That's Cynthia.
Thank you, Cynthia, for coming to class. And Royal, thank you for being that student. Royal has been an awesome student. took it and ran with it. And that's what everybody should do. Don't be afraid. Get in the water and you will learn how to swim. But if you never get in, you'll never learn how. Les Brown say, jump off the cliff and grow your wings as you're going down. And that's what Royal has done. And I admire her for that because she did not be afraid. I'm afraid every time I get up in front of a crowd. I'm afraid. But they say as long as you say, oh, I'm so nervous. It's okay to be nervous as long as the birds are all in formation. But it's when you're not prepared and get up nervous, that's you in trouble. And Royal, I feel, has always been prepared. So I admire you for that, Royal. Stay focused.
Thank you, Doris. That means so much coming from you.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So Kathy? Kathy probably dealing with a situation on the customer service, and that's what we try to do. We try to please everybody if we could. So I'm going to get off this line, you guys. If you have any other questions, let me know. You're all unmuted.
I don't have a question, but Doris, your hair looked lovely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I
Yes.
haven't seen it in a while. I was like, wow, look how much her hair grew.
Yeah, I'm really working on it still, because with my hand injury, this has been the saving grace. My cousin said, why did you decide to let your hair lock? Well, when you got some challenges, you try to find a solution.
Yes, pretty.
This was my solution, was the lock. And you all see me locking from the very beginning, so you know.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the picture that I use when I'm vending or doing a seminar is of you at
Oh,
your
wow.
beginning stages. Okay, so to see that hair below the neckline, I'm excited, and mine has even grown since my certification picture.
Yours,
So
yes, yours is beautiful.
Your hair
too.
is very
It's
beautiful,
absolutely
Royal.
beautiful.
thank
Yes, it
you.
is. Yes.
You get all this body and manageability from using our trio, and I do it consistently, and I love it. Look.
Mhm.
That is simply marvelous. But I do have one question for you, and that's in reference to the young lady that's the teacher here in Georgia. Is it possible I can get her number or info again?
Yes, it is. Hold on, I'm gonna find it for you now. Yes, I have it in
Okay.
my phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out one more
Okay.
time. I know some time has elapsed, but just to have it.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Analyzer.
229
Uh-huh.
291
Mm-hmm.
0109.
And her name is?
Connie Judge. Judge.
All right.
And you
We're
tell her
gonna
I told you to call her.
I certainly will.
Okay?
Thank you so much. You all ladies have a
Yes.
wonderful, blessed day. We look forward to being in class real soon.
Have a good
Okay.
day.
Well, you guys make it a great one. And Kathy, if you're back with us, we will talk later. Royal, make it a
Probably
great one. And the rest of the gang,
will
bring
do.
somebody to class on Monday, you guys. Bring somebody to class. Do like Royal. Royals, reach back. See, the thing about life, either whatever level you're on, you got to reach down and pull somebody up, and you reach up to the next level. That's how life is. We cannot
Yes.
do everybody, even on your block, let alone in your city. So let's
Yes.
get out there and spread the word, help somebody, and help somebody to help somebody.
All
Make
right.
it a
Amen.
great one, you
All
guys.
right.
All right.
Hey,
Take
Make
care,
it a great
Wanda.
one.
I didn't know you was
Okay.
on, Wanda.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Great.
I'm
Make it a great
blessed. I'm so glad to see everyone.
Yes.
I
Yes.
have the lady that maintains my hair. We were gonna get on, but she ended up having a client, but she's interested in, because every time I go, to see her, which will be tomorrow, she always tells me, your hair is growing so fast, because I keep it cut. And she's like, it is growing so fast. And I said, well, I have a reason for that. So she has a lot of her own products that she does, but she's interested and wants to know what it is that I'm doing on mine. And so I had told her about Akana and about the hemperanium and the hair hemperanium. And yeah, she wants to know. And that brings to point. Do we have another batch that's going to be coming in, correct? At
Yes,
some
two
point.
of
Yes,
them.
it's tomorrow. Tomorrow. It'll be on the
Tomorrow.
shelf
She'll be
Oh.
there tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Okay, good. So then while I'm there with her, I'll have her order.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay,
Give me a
very
call in
good.
customer service, Wanda.
Say again?
Give me a call in customer service.
Okay, will
Okay.
do. All right. Thank y'all.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
Kathy,
Yes, ma'am.
closing remarks?
None. I gotta answer this line. I'll see y'all later.
Okay, make it a great one, you guys.
Blessings later.
Okay.